What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back with another live trade recap. This is my third trade of the week here. Today is Thursday, September 12th. We're looking at NzdCad long. What's up, everybody? My name is Austin Silver. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you checking out my videos. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of my trading recaps, my trading content. Today, I have a great trade for us. Hopefully today it looks pretty solid. It's working out well. As you can see, I'm up just about 2 pips here. What we're going to do in this video today is talk about what I liked about the trade, what set up this position for me, how I was explaining it to members in our VIP chat, and what I'm looking for this to do for me, how I'm going to, manage the trade actively here. So, like I said, it's Thursday, so we're coming towards the end of the week. We want to keep that in mind, not looking to swing in any positions, hold any positions overnight. We want to continue that mindset of get in, get out, put the pips in the bag. We also know here we're coming close to 7:30 to 8 o'clock, where the New York session is going to open up. We're going to see some news kick in. There's an ECB press conference that's going to happen this morning, which might even shake this up in a few minutes. And as all that news starts to come in, we could see pairs move around. So now, if we flip over to TradingView, you'll see we had consolidation here on the 1-minute chart around the 800 EMA. Price was 84.80, 84.78, right around there, chopped around from about 6:30 to 7:15. I was long biased this pair because of the higher time frames. If we switch to the 1 hour, you can see very clearly EMAs are in an uptrend, everything moving higher. If we switch to the 15-minute, everything here, last night we were looking at it, everything moving higher. So when it comes back to the 50 EMA here on the 15-minute, I get interested to see if we're going to hold that 50, that light blue line, and move higher off it because we're in an uptrend. So what I do, and this is a system that we've been working on, is I'll take it to the shorter time frame and try to identify divergence. Now, if you've seen my divergence trading video, if you haven't, I'll link it up here. But if you've seen that, you know that you can't just use price action to identify divergence. You got to also use an indicator. So what I'll do here is pull up my TDI, which has an RSI built into it, the green line here. And as you can see, RSI has been rising all morning, right? TDI rising. Price action falling. That creates the divergence for us. Once we saw the RSI get above and start to move into the buy zone here, above the 50 value, that started to give me more belief that we were going to move higher. Now, the entry to me was off the 50 EMA here when we broke off the 50, off the 800 with a strong bar on the 1 minute, starting to pull everything into the buy zone. That's what really made me feel like, okay, I know where my risk is here. It's about 5 pips with my spread because I'm going to use the low set of the structure for my stop and I'm going to add my spread. So it's about 5 pip risk, which means I'm looking to get 10 out of this. Not a lot, especially from a pair that's already moved its ADR. You can see it's maxed out ADR here on MetaTrader today. So with that being said, I'm not looking to take this for 100 pips. I want to go in, get good risk reward, and move on to the next trade. Now, going into the news here, coming in at 8 o'clock, we could see things start to shake up in the next 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see if anything shakes here. You can see my spread in the top corner. Sometimes when news breaks, the spread will open up a little bit. You can see up to 2.3. That's not really opening up too big for me. This is trading with hereunder, the US regulated broker, so their spreads are typically a little bit bigger. And I think that's why you'll see 2, 3, even on the GBP pair sometimes 4 pip spreads. But this looks good, and as you can see, now I told everybody in the VIP chat we would break the 50, go to the 200 here on the 1 minute. We've now broken above the 200 and look to head higher. So going into 8 o'clock, like I said, going into the New York session, we might see some news kick in and start to move pairs around. I'm going to look to take this trade for what it is. I know my risk, I know my potential reward. I'm not looking to marry the trade, but if I can go up here and get 10 pips really quick, maybe I'll take half of it off, lock the stop, and see if there's more to it. So let's give it some more time. I hope you're learning something here through the video so far. If you are, like I said, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you give me a big thumbs up down below. It really helps. And if you have any questions about what I'm talking about, or if you want to learn more about my analysis and the indicators that I'm using and how I'm able to find these potential, setups, the profitable trade setups that I'm showing you, just drop a comment. I'm going to answer always all the comments on YouTube and make sure that I'm providing as much clarity and as much value as I can. So again, I will check back in with you guys in a couple minutes. It's about 7:30 now. Let's see how this thing shakes out. Whether it goes up to profit, I'll keep you posted. Whether it starts to come down, I'll come back in and tap in with you guys then. All right, everybody, it is just about 7:45 in a few seconds here. At 7:45, the ECB monetary policy statement is going to start. As you can see, spread now opening up to 3.7 pips. We can see pairs start to shake out because we have high impact euro news coming. With that high impact euro news, it can shake the entire market, not just euro pairs. So even though I'm in NzdCad, I wanted to make sure that I put my stop in profit so that as it's pulling down here and as spreads open up, I can't lose any money because you don't know how it's going to react. But if it does continue higher, my stop's in profit, as you can see, and we could see this still move higher and pay me more money. I locked half the winner. I closed for about 4.5, 5 pips, which was 1R at about 7:40, so a few minutes ago right before I started the video, because I wanted, like I said, to make sure that I put some money in the bank, locked this trade in blue. So if we flip over, as we can see, it's starting to settle down now. It didn't spike up too much. Spreads aren't opening up really too wide, and that's, I think, as expected. It was a high impact news event, but it was on the euro, and we're trading NzdCad here, so it's not directly correlated. If you see high impact US dollar news, that can shake up every pair for sure, no matter what. But here with the euro news, I wanted to make sure I left a piece of this on in case it does continue higher. So you can see on the 1 minute here, it did have a really nice extension through the 200 all the way up to about 84.90, and it's now pulling back, kind of testing these EMAs in here. And remember, we're looking at a 1 minute chart, so it's very, very short term. These movements are going to be all over the place, because you're looking at a shorter term time frame. So if we flip back to MetaTrader, as you can see, I am still in the trade, up about 3.5 pips with half my position, still in, locked in profit, can't lose any money on this. This is the third winner of the week. I'm very happy with this, and now I'm going to continue to manage it, see if we can retest high of day, see if I can lock this one as a nice winner. It looks pretty good. Spread is jumping still a little bit, but we're moving higher. So I'm going to continue to hold this trade. If we take a look at like Euro USD right now, look what's happening. Look at the spikes on that. Look at the pin on that. This is the 15 minute. Look at it. This is on the Euro news. 60 pips right there as this news is breaking. If I flip over to the news, you can see the main refinancing rate. Let's refresh. We can see what's going on. Has not been announced yet, but the press conference is going on. So President Draghi, there it is, hasn't changed. So no change as forecast, right? And that's why you're seeing that react the way it is. But I think our trade is going to continue to move higher. Yeah, it looks good. Retested the 21, retested the 200 here, and now came back off of it. So let's see if we'll move higher. I'll keep you guys posted. It's about 7:47. I'll pop back on closer to 8 o'clock, or as it continues higher, if it does move faster than expected. All right, guys, it is 7:55 now. As you can see, up over 10 pips. This thing is really starting to get some volatility, which is why I manage the trades the way that I do. Why I close some, put some in the bag, lock the stop in profit so I can't lose, but give it space to breathe if it's going to go higher. As you can see, I even moved my take profit up here because I only have about 50% of the original position still in. So I'm going to give it space. Look, it's telling me here that it wants to push higher. So we need to let it breathe. I'm up 11 pips now. As you can see, it's really, really starting to pick up. Almost 12. So we're giving it space, and this is what a lot of new traders struggle with. They can't sit here in their winners, but for some reason, as a new trader, when you get into a loss, you want to marry it and sit in it for forever. That is reverse thinking, literally, just swap it. You want to get out of your losers as quick as possible, which is why I had such a small stop here, 5, 6, and most of it's 5.5 pips. And you want to stay in your winners as long as you can, which is why I locked the stop to make sure I can't lose any money, but I'm going to give this thing space to keep pushing here. Even here, as we go up a little bit more, I can take some off because this is now 2R. So we can take off some more right there with my phone. And again, just piece my way out of this as it moves up into profit. You don't need to try to marry losers, and you don't need to really try to stay in trades if they're not working out for you. Let it move into profit and marry it in a way that you're managing it properly. Moving your stop, not just jumping out because you're making money. Be cool, be emotionless, follow your plan. So now, as you can see, up over 10 pips, stop loss is locked. I'm about 75% out of the trade now. I'll put the P&L right here. Can't really ask for more than that, guys. I hope you're learning something here. I'm putting out all of my trades for free. All of these recaps are on YouTube for free. I don't know what else I could do to try to educate you and show you that the systems I'm using, the way that I know how to trade, works. This short-term system works. When you can find breakouts like this, when you can find solid signals like this, you can make consistent money. So we have 3 minutes now until 8 a.m., 3 minutes until we head into the New York session officially. We'll see how this closes out. Whatever happens with the trade, I will wrap things up for you here as I close it out. I'm up 12 pips at 7:58. All right, guys, so it is now a few minutes after 8 o'clock. As you can see, we are up almost 13 pips, well over 3R on this trade. So I've taken myself out. I have about 25% of the original position in, and I get to decide, do I close the rest here, right, take the 3R, move on to the next trade, or do I stay in and try to go get 4, 5, 6R? What I like to do is look at average daily range, and here in the top of the screen of MetaTrader, you can see average daily range over the last 10 days, it's only moved 56 pips. Today, we've already moved 53. So the fact that I've already gotten my 13 and I'm already doing well in this trade, I don't want to be greedy. Take the winner and move on. So now with that candle close, moving into the New York session, moving into some high impact news coming in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to close the rest of the trade here, take the winner right there at 13 pips and move on to the next trade. So a really solid morning. Really solid week. I mean, I'm not working too hard. I'm finding these trades getting in and out within an hour or two. It is simple. Once you understand what to look for, my system is simple. I don't know how else to say it to you guys. I don't like to sound salesy or scammy or anything like that, but my system is simple. So you do less, you do it better, and you keep doing it bigger. If you have any questions, guys, please drop a comment below. I hope you learned something here from the live trade recaps. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following me on Instagram down below as you see my username, and I'll see you guys in the next trade recap.